If you have been watching this channel for a while, you probably already know what a horrible student I have been in school. I wasn't only getting bad grades, but I hated education in general. I'm not sure why, but surprisingly, I have viewed books as the most useless and boring things out there. Of course, my parents always advised me to read books in my free time if I want to have a good future, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. The idea that one day I will be advising others to read books would never cross my mind. And I'm not the only one who is like that, because judging by our modern educational system, it's absolutely normal to develop this hatred towards books. But once upon a time, I was feeling pretty depressed. I kind of hated my life. Everything was going to the wrong direction, and I was this kind of a kid who never shared anything with his parents. So I kept everything within myself, and that made me extremely anxious. Fortunately, there was this book in my house that caught my attention. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm not sure how exactly it ended up in my house. So I had nothing else to do. I grabbed it and simply started turning the pages without even looking at the name of the author. I came across the chapter, Be Proactive. And the author started talking about 2 different kinds of people. One is reactive, who constantly complains about everything. They're focused on the things that they cannot control, like the people around them, the system, the government, everything that you can complain about but can't control at all. On the other hand, they are the other kind of people who are proactive. They do not deny the fact that it's absolutely difficult to deal with certain people, or the fact that the educational system is outdated, but there is nothing they can do about it. That's why they only focus on the things they can control. If they're constantly having relationship problems, instead of blaming the other person, they will ask the question, what can I do to improve this relationship? What is under my control? Well, I can work on improving my social skills or learn how to react to insults, for example. That's when I realized that the problem wasn't in my school or the people around me. I simply was focusing on the wrong things all this time. I wasn't asking the right question. As a little teenager, I didn't really understand much about life then, but this simple lesson completely turned around my life and literally made it 100 times better. And since then, I've never stopped reading books. You will start reading books only when you realize that it has significant positive impact on your life. So if you have picked up some wrong books in the past and you already developed a negative perception about books, take my advice and give it another try and read something that's worth reading, and you will not regret it at all. Unfortunately, there is a widespread misconception about books. We are taught that the more books we read, the better it is. That's why we try to read more and fast. However, it's not always the best option. Reading books is like eating. You do not try to eat more and fast because you will not digest it properly, and it could lead to some very negative consequences. That's why it's important to chew the food completely before you swallow it. If you simply skim through the pages of the book, you will not get the real value of the book, and you will certainly think that books are useless. That's exactly what's happening with the school system. Every single day we are taught a bunch of new facts about everything, but no one really knows how we are going to use that in the real life. We spend countless numbers of hours memorizing them so that we can write them on a piece of paper the next day, but we cannot certainly remember them in few days. Hence, focus on consuming less information but more valuable. I will leave a link below to my favorite books. Trust me, after reading them, you will completely shift your perspective about books. In fact, there is a big difference between reading a book, understanding the book, and finally implementing it. I read some books a couple of times, for example, like The 50th Law by Robert Greene, because each time when I read it, surprisingly, I come across something absolutely new that I haven't noticed before. Try to read a valuable book a couple of times and you will be amazed by how much value you have been missing. Of course, there are a lot of useless books as well, but that doesn't mean you don't have to read the good ones. All what you need to do is to search for the right book first. And who knows, you might find yourself suggesting others to read books like I'm suggesting to you now. In case if you're extremely busy and you absolutely don't have the time to read books, then at least listen to audiobooks, and the best place to get audiobooks is Audible, which link you can find in the description. You can try it for free. Now it's your turn. What do you think? What was the last book you have read? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, hit the like button if you have enjoyed this video, and if you don't want to miss the next video, then hit the subscribe button and the bell besides it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.